in most of the companies that you work in, which is when I dig deep into it, it's a sales term, right?
Yes, it is.
Hunter is,
Very
yeah,
much.
yeah. So I was like, wait, hunter and farmer. Okay, so it's very it's actually like a new term to me.
Okay.
So yeah, could you maybe explain more about that and actually lead to like what advice could you give on maintaining meaningful and prosperous relationship with customer and partners?
Yes.
Mm-mm.
No worries. So basically, thank you, Sarah. So very good question. So basically, what I mean by hunter and farmer when I describe myself in that case is hunter being it is very business oriented term. Hunter meaning that we look for business, right? We are looking to expand our portfolio. We're looking to expand funding. We are looking to expand the business in general. So we are looking for new businesses that our whatever that we work with or whatever business that we work with can cater for. So it is a hunter job. You have to look for leads. You have to look for businesses, potential businesses, and potential partners, which means you should be able to identify which of these opportunities can actually help to expand your own business, right? So that's essentially the sales job is as being a hunter, and you are looking for leads outside of leads that come into you that maybe come from marketing or advertising and so forth. But the sole purpose or the job of a salesperson is really just to look for new business and of course um, um, and of course close the deal for the property or sorry for the company. Now being a farmer means that this really depends on the role or the way that each of or different companies operate and work. Being a farmer means that you are maintaining a good relationship with the customer, right? Maintaining a good relationship with the customer, keeping them happy to stay with you as a business and as a source of sales and funding and so forth, depending on of course on the business. But maintaining a good relationship is also very important, and it's part of the sales job. Now, the reason I said there could be a difference between different companies is that there could be specific roles for hunters and farmers as well. There could be specific roles exclusively for hunters and a different person as farmers as well. But sometimes also these two cannot be separated as well. It really depends on how the company wants to operate, right? So this is related to this question, of course. What advice can you maintain on how to maintain a meaningful and prosperous relationship? So the key here, I think, it actually starts in the sales process or in the hunting process. What is that? What is the actual key for that? Well, it is basically understanding the client because you're here, especially when you are going after your leads or new properties, you need to understand their needs and how we fit in or how you fit in as a solution provider. What are their key pain points, we like to call them? So what is it that makes them need you, or what is it that you can do to help solve their pain points? That's the key. You have to know how they operate and how they or what problems they're facing and see if we can actually help them with that. Now, how do you actually find that out? The key is by talking to them, of course, asking questions, maintaining relationships. So that's why again we come back to the first point when I said it is something, it's a social skill, like it's a skill of talking to people and understanding their needs, right? So that basic day-to-day interaction that you talk with your friends and with anybody, you can apply that to this sort of role as well. You talk to them, give them. And another key as well, of course, in this sort of framework is trust. You have to be trustworthy. You have to be also, open and honest upfront about things. And another key also is, of course, if you know that maybe a solution is not, the solution that you provide is not applicable for their situation, then you should also say it up front. It doesn't mean that you're saying no as well, but customers appreciate being open because you are essentially creating a business partnership with them. right? And you want it to last long term. So trust, openness, honesty upfront is very important. Try to minimize as many surprises as you can. We don't want too many surprises like in that relationship as much as you can. I mean, there are some things that you can't control, maybe, changes in the system, or some things that could affect everything in the long run. But if you show them goodwill, openness and honesty, that's a very strong factor to keep them for the long run. And of course, maintaining that dialogue as well. But yeah, that would be, I would say, from my experience, and it is what I still apply today as well, even though my role right now is not really in sales, but talking to people is still a big part of my role right now. So yes, that would be the key.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Such an insightful answer. Yeah, you're right, Kak Christian. Actually, it really comes down to communication.
Yeah.
Being honest and being transparent, and yeah, just in general giving the yeah, well some people say that they may say that people in sales just give what the customers want to hear, but yeah, it's important to be transparent, and generally we as humans really value that. Okay, yeah, those are for the two questions for this session, and thank you very much, Christian. Okay,
I think
Yep.
Mr. Jing would like to
yeah,
also
Mr. Jing.
ask about something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Christian, are you free to show us your dashboard these days?
Yeah,
If there's
sure,
any like
absolutely.
new
Yeah.
AI tool you're using. Okay. All right. Check this
Yeah.
out, everybody. Christian
Well,
has
yeah.
a pretty amazing suite of SaaS programs. So Christian, show us what you got.
Yeah, sure. Well, we haven't really fully implemented AI yet, to be honest, into the system. It is something new, right? I think everyone is still sort of trying to figure out how the best way it is. But I'll share my screen. Um, so I think you'll be seeing my Google Meet right now. So I'll just switch to another tab. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So what you're seeing right now is actually like a unified dashboard for all the tools that we use in operational day-to-day activity, right, of the company. Now, what you're seeing right now, if you see on the URL, it is okta.com. So we use a third party called okta.com. This is essentially a tool that unifies all of the apps, since we are using a lot of apps here for operational purposes, to unify all of that into one single login, right? Otherwise, you would have to memorize all your users and logins for all these different things that you use every day. And this is just an effort from the company to make life easier for us. It's fairly recent, to be honest, but it is a lifesaver. It is saving a lot of time as well, of course. But just to give a little bit of background as well, as was explained by Jing and Sarah also a little bit, basically Cloudbeds has always been, since the start, a fully remote company. So the founders, Adam and Rich, never really thought about having like a physical office, even though we do have physical office. It is not compulsory at all for anyone to go to that office, right? But basically, it is a fully remote running company from all over the world. I mean, in a sense, there are costs that you could avoid as a business in that sort of case. But in one aspect of it that I see is very inventive is the organization of schedules. So I mentioned earlier in the beginning that my schedule also depends a lot on my calendar, and that's where also a lot of our workers or our employees here depend their life on as well. Essentially, being a remote company, it's not very micro management style company, but everything is already dictated by schedules, by the system to fit into our calendars. So we already know what to do. And as you may see, also some of the tools that we have here, for example, Salesforce. This is something that will keep us also in check. What I mean by that is our performance is measured through Salesforce. And that's how you can achieve your KPIs as a company, as a department, as the business as a whole, and how I would say we lasted this long as well, right? So the company started in 2012, and we're still going strong, we're still growing. But basically, it has always run in this sort of system. Now, as you can see, some of these are familiar to you probably. Our main tool for communication internally is Slack. This is a great tool for, communication cross borders, different time zones. It's got a lot of features that, like reminders or also linking to other applications, for example, Google Calendar, Salesforce as well, of course. Zendesk is a big tool. So everything is integrated. Even if you see different brands and different icons here, everything is connected to one another. Zendesk is very important in my personal role, because it's how we communicate with customers and how we create tickets. And tickets are also open to be handled by different members of the team, since each team has their own shift, which covers 24/7 of the customer's day and week, right? So we're able to cover a lot of time zones. We're able to cover 24/7 operation because, of course, all of our clients are in the hospitality business, and hospitality business is, of course, 24/7. So the main sort of, I would say that the challenge here for the company as an organization is how to actually organize the workforce and assign them on different time zones, right? So we'll be able to cover everything and run efficiently and effectively. But looking at this set of tools, the most often used for me is Salesforce, Zendesk, Zoom, of course, to meet with customers and also internally, and Slack. So this could vary depending on your role, of course, in the company, but those are the main, the key apps or programs that we use to run the company so far. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Christian, for sharing.
No worries.
Christian, could I share a photo of you from, I was looking around and I found our photo from many years ago. Here, everybody. Christian, would that be okay?
Yeah, no worries. I hope it's
Okay,
not
okay.
an embarrassing one.
No, it's a great one. It's a great one, actually.
Okay.
We actually, as a company, I think, did a gratitude for Christian for inspiring us many years ago. Christian has been a big supporter of Bukit Vista for many years. This was our 2019 host gathering that we did here in Bali, in Jimbaran. And he came to represent Cloudbeds and met with a lot of our partners, our associates, and some of our community members as well. So I'm really happy to have Christian back. He is an old friend of Bukit Vista and a very loyal and amazing inspirational figure. I don't know if you know this though, Christian. I still remember when we were transitioning to all remote, and you kind of inspired us to use Slack. Remember, that was the discussion. You said Slack is the fabric that connects everything across the organization. And I think at that point we were not using Slack. We were using WhatsApp within the company to actually communicate to each other. And Slack was, through the good work of our CTO, Bayu too, as well, actually very, very well integrated. I think Vidi and a few guys who joined during that time, we were just at that transition point with using Slack. So, okay, great. Thank you very much, Christian, for coming in and being our inspirational speaker today.
My pleasure, as always, Ching.
Okay.
Like I said in the beginning, it's always a pleasure talking to you guys and working with you. Very positive energy.
Excellent. Okay. All right. Thank you, Christian. Sarah, we're going to begin, I guess, my section now. Christian, you're free to stay, or if you got other things, you're free to go. But anyways, we'll continue with the next segment of our All Hands.
Sure. I'm gonna need to jump off, but again, it's a pleasure to see you guys again, and I hope I've been somewhat of a contributing something to you guys today. So yeah,
Absolutely.
all right. See you guys. Have a great day.
Hey, Christian.
Thank you, Kak Christian.
Thank you so much. Okay, Kak Sarah, please proceed ya.
Okay, yeah. For the next section, I will be led by Rizky as our moderator.
Okay, thank you, Sarah. Okay, as we have this morning with our special speaker, let's continue to Mr. Jing for vision and mission segment.
Okay, thank you very much, everybody. So it's really, I think, good. What I'm just reflecting on what Christian just said about farmers, and a lot of what we do as a company is actually to maintain those relationships with not just partners and guests, but also with people we meet along the way. Christian's been pretty inspirational. Cloudbeds, I would say, at the time we first met them, was far ahead in terms of their ability to sort of harness all these cloud applications and do remote work. And I'm really happy over the course of the 4 years that we've been knowing Christian and his organization, we've been able to actually catch up quite well. We have a very open remote culture. We recruit from all over the country. And I think, yeah, that's been an inspiration. All right, here's the good news. Congratulations, everybody. We did reach our revenue target. So that is great. And to add to the good news there's some update too as well. All right. So we've actually reached a peak new record for revenue achievement since the beginning of the recovery. So our previous peak was during Christmas of 2022, we reached 340,000. This month we reached 358,000, so almost 360. This is our highest revenue achievement since the recovery period, and I want to congratulate everybody for pulling together and reaching to our goal. We were just a little bit from reaching our actual goal of the 3,600, which would have been our stretch target. And I'll discuss a little bit later about what are some of the incentives for reaching stretch targets in the future. Actually, I'll just discuss right now. So when we don't achieve a revenue target, there's a multiplier that reduces total bonus for the entire company. But if we go past our stretch target, I'll actually add a bonus multiplier. So we'll multiply the total number of bonuses to reflect the ultra achievement that we've achieved. Okay. All right. So financially, we're doing good. Company's on track. We're growing. But there are some problems, right? And these are some of the newest problems. And I've discussed this with the leads on each particular side, right? There's one revolving around product and the other revolving around content. So we have a new problem, and this is this. We really need to improve the hospitality mindset in the product team. And here's a few things that I noticed this month that we took some hard hits for, and they were pretty dangerous in a way. Number one, this is a 10-year partnership with Lot 6. It's one of our greatest partners, Chris Baines. It sells for $530 a night. We almost lost this partnership over a simple data privacy issue that's been ongoing for a while. Now, I know that there's technical reasons. I understand that some things cannot be immediately fixed. But I think it's also as equally important to know that our users, they don't necessarily care or appreciate what the technical issues are. They need to have privacy. They need to have a experience that's flawless. So this is something that I think put us right on the edge of essentially our business in terms of our ability to capture a luxury segment of the market, an upper class segment of the market. And this was almost lost this month. So it is, I think, highly imperative that the nature of the way that we think about product becomes more hospitable, becomes more anticipating where potential issues could happen. And I think then taking a serious examination of what the values are that our users might hold, and try to get the engineering right, but also think about it from a user perspective. Okay. All right. So this is what we actually look like to the world. I just found out and looked on the App Store. BBGO is at a 4.3 right now in the App Store. So that is a bit below where I think a leading app should be. I think the average score on App Store should be about 4.5 in order for there to be continuous usage. I looked all over on the Play Store. I didn't even see any reviews. So I think this is the world giving us some feedback at this point about where our app stands. And to be honest, I think this is actually a high quality problem. For years and years and years, nobody used the app. But now the app is being used. There is an audience. There is engagement on it. So now it's like the show has begun. So let's look good. Let's get this thing to 5 stars and have an app that's actually a delight and inspires delight. Okay, so that's number 1 on product. Number 2, this is an issue that we discussed about last week, but I still see some ways that's ongoing. I'm talking with Gani and the content team to think about how to actually make content quality that's high, but also make the audience relevancy and timing better. Right now, audience relevancy and timing is low. Let me give you an example of what this actually looks like and maybe also how it can be solved. So we've already talked about the strategic engagement with users and some of these metrics that we've decided are important. High production value, storytelling, these are okay. Relevancy, timeliness, unique angle, emotional impact, shareability, these are still relatively weak and need room for improvement. But what does this actually look like on a practical example? Well, we're creating content and it's getting to not really relevant users, whereas our relevant users are sitting there waiting for this content and not able to engage with it. Here's a practical example of what a example of this looks like. On the left is a guest who booked at Cloud Hills. Cloud Hills is in Kintamani. Kintamani, we've already produced content illustrating some of the benefits of the area, the cafes, and this is great content. However, there's no mention anytime about these particular content that we've created that could potentially enhance the location score and the delight of a guest. So I think it's time to really think about where our audience is, where our content is, and place and contribute and distribute correctly. All right. Anyways, I do have a pretty good idea that this will get done. But once again, these are problems just like we've always had in the past, and together we've innovated and we've positively transformed. I think we can continue doing this again. It's just another reminder that every time we come upon a problem, come upon a situation, it's an opportunity to inspire delight. How can we inspire delight? By improving the app such that it is just flawless and people love using it and they don't worry whether or not their financial data will get leaked out to their staff. How do we inspire delight? By making sure that our target audience, instead of sending us complaints about things, they start sending us delight and saying, great, what a great video. That really showed me what I really should have done. I totally would have missed out if I hadn't seen that. So this is the vision, to inspire delight through hospitality innovations that positively transform guests, partners, and employees. That's something that we think about every day. All right, next, let's talk about the Airbnb Insights dashboard. So I'll be reviewing the scores based on April 5th to 28th, which is essentially the length of the semester goals, okay? Later on, I think there's going to be a few people from BI representing different lengths of different intervals, okay? But this is the interval of interest for the semester goal. First, most scores have gone up, which is good. Last week, communication, 78.4. This week, communication is at 79.1. So we've gotten that score back up again. Last week, check-in, 79.2. This week, check-ins are at 80.1. So rising up again. Last week, accuracy, 72.3. This week, accuracy is at 74.2. Last week, the location was at 73.1. This week, the location is at 72.5. Last week, the cleanliness, or sorry, last week, the value, 69.9. This week, value is at 69.1. So values fell slightly. Last week, the scores for cleanliness, 66.4. This week, the scores for cleanliness are at 67.2. All right. Overall, last week, 71.2 on 5-star ratings and 4.54 on overall rating. This week, we've experienced a little bit of gain, a little bit of loss on one of the metrics, 71.1 and overall score of 4.55. Getting quickly to the semester goal. So the semester goal is 3 targets. Revenue target of 2.4 million, overall rating of 4.5, 5-star percentage of 70%. All right, so it's a 3x individual bonus if the company achieves the sales target and the hospitality targets. We're looking to actually achieve from April 5th to 30th, and the payout will be on October 5th. Qualified interns receive a $3 million appreciation bonus. Now, once again, these are the payouts for each particular goals that we hit. 3 goals, 4x bonus, individual bonus. 2 goals, 3x individual bonus. 1 goal, 2x individual bonus. Interns receive 3, 2, and 1, depending upon how many goals we achieve. So the update is, of course, 71.1 and 4.55. So we are on target for the hospitality metrics. And for the overall progress towards the revenue goal, we are at 781,000, left with 1.6 million. And we still have June, July, August to go for, which are our peak months. Okay, that's it from me. Let me turn it back to Risky for the next segment of the All Hands.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Jing, for the vision mission statement. Okay, I think we can continue to the weekly mission inspiration. For Kasara, can you please? Okay. For the first weekly mission inspiration for hospitality innovation and positively transform guests, we can have Kasara maybe to tell us our story. Kasara?
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, sorry. Okay, so yeah, there is this is actually ops team found out just like a day or 2 days ago. So there was this guest who left her belongings actually, and it was their passport. So it's kind of like a big deal. And then we managed to call and then essentially let the guests know that we care about this because, well, as we see it, it's also a very big deal losing a passport and everything. So yeah, we let the guests know that we're storing the passport. You don't have to worry, and you can and the guests can come and pick it up. So yeah, in the end, the guests are able to retrieve their passport, and all is well. Okay, I think that's from me.
Okay, thank you, Kasara. That's a great hospitality innovation, yeah. Okay, and for next, there are innovation for positively transform our partner from Kak Furkon. Maybe.
Okay, thank you very much, Karifski. If you are in the channel chapter awareness, you probably have noticed this. But if you don't, I would like to give the information to all of you. So, congratulations. This is our first international media coverage that has been done in South China Morning Post. Basically, I would like to say first, thank you very much for Tara Iman for doing the outreach to the journalists, and then to Mr. Jing to provide the related information needed by the journalists as well. So from that both collaboration, we can be covered in the South China Morning Post, and they talk about our opinion on property management business in Bali. So from this now on, we would hope basically the first one is another media exposure because we have a very solid ground. Because who doesn't know South China Morning Post, I guess. And then secondly, we would get leads from this media coverage as well. And to note, I think today Tara will also conduct the media visit to merdeka.com. They have a specific travel segment. So that's where also we would like to, basically hope we can convert them as well to be our media distribution. So I guess that's it. Thank you very much, Kariski Arif. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Kak Furkon. Okay, maybe for the innovation, we have Kak Tendi here.
Hello, Rizky. Thank you. There is transformation on the Myanmar Villa last week. We had fixed some the garden pool and also we also using the pest control now. So that's how is the progress of the fixing the garden, and then that looks before and then after it's better, and then that's it. Rizky. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Kak Tendi. Okay, for the next weekly mission inspiration, we have innovation that positively transform our employees from Kashelin.
Okay, thank you, Rizky. So this is actually from the previous Eid or like Lebaran arrangement, the handover paper. So we were actually like using this one big table for the handover process, right, in this case. And though it's not really perfect yet, it works pretty well actually. Like we have the team members like commenting their updates and keeping the person in charge, the PICs, on the loop on what's happening, what's the status of the progress, is it actually still ongoing, is it completed, and so on. So in the future, we may still continue with this format for future handovers. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Kaselin. That's a very good innovation for us. Okay, and the next, there are hospitality industry through technological innovation from Kofidi.
Okay, hi everyone. So we released a bigger 1.17 and point 5 last week, and there are some updates for first feature, which is the auto refresh. So this might be the last time you have to hard refresh bigger for updates. We received a lot of bug reports after bigger major updates, where it can be solved using hard refreshing the site. But I think the notification or the instruction is not user friendly, so we decided to have it automatically update. But for this version, this 1.7.5, please do hard refresh too, and then the next version, it will be applied immediately. For some patches, displaying status and listing details, attribute type column, name column in property units, remove topic calendar button, and fix invalid arrival time booking due to update if the guest has updated the arrival time with intervals through guest portal. And the second one, last week we confirmed resolution of past issues. There were several recurring difficult issues about which were corrected by Kabayu as well, as we're investigating on whether there's something recurring or solved. This is an example from dalam penambahan. This is actually a forwarded message from Marcel, and yeah, this is very motivational. I think for the team that a partner actually recognizes and appreciates the app improvement. And this another example is from Nadia, where we confirm past issues, whether it's already resolved or not. And we will still continue be doing that with some other properties partners that have not replied yet. So thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Maybe we can give applause again for our team that contribute to the weekly mission inspiration. Okay, and for the next session, we have company time, target, and achievement, and we can have Kayla to tell us about that.
Great. Thank you, Gary. Good morning, everyone. New day, new month, new spirit, hopefully. Okay. Sorry. All right. So for this month, this is the new theme that we're going to try keep up until the end of the month, hopefully. So this new theme called anticipatory agility. If you can slide right, Sarah. Yep. There's several explanation there. So what is the anticipatory agility? It refers to the ability to proactively anticipate and prepare for future challenge or opportunities while also being able to adapt quickly and effectively to unexpected changes. As you guys might know already, several weeks ago, we heard some news about the Russian, the Chinese, the new transition of market, the new opportunities, new basically everything from this emerging market. So hopefully we'll be able to welcome the opportunities as well as taking advantage of it. So what are the key aspects basically including for our company especially? Okay, the first one is the proactive market analysis. Yeah, it means continually monitor the rental market to identify emerging trends, new opportunities, potential challenge that could affect the company's portfolio or properties, basically. The second one is the strategic planning, meaning that we need to continuously develop strategic plan that takes into account both the current market condition and potential future scenarios. And then robust risk management. This is something that Mr. Jing has also talked about before on the product team, which is to identify and assess the risk to the company's operation, basically, and the users involved in it. Also implementing the measures to mitigate the risk. And the last one is the strong operational capability. which is to maintain operational flexibility and agility that we currently have, so that the company can quickly adjust its operations to in response to the changing markets. Hopefully, by practicing anticipatory agility, we can position ourselves to take advantage of, once again, emerging market opportunities while being prepared to respond quickly and effectively to potential disruptions or challenges. Okay, that's all for the monthly theme. Okay, so for the April target, previously we have 320,000 US dollars for the LK target and 360,000 US dollar for the OSM target. We have achieved all weekly targets for April in terms of revenue. So great work, everyone. And this is also certified by BI as well. Scroll down a bit. Okay, Sarah, sorry. Okay, so for the May target, this has been conducted by Catalyst Analysis with messaging approval as well. So for the OK target is for 380,000 US dollars with the awesome target of 420,000 US dollars. You guys might notice the significant increase compared to the previous month. With this, still the 5-star ratings of 70% and overall rating 4.5. So what are our opportunities? Currently, the new pricing team is experimenting a higher price, seeing the potential growth on market. If you would like to see the details of it, you can click on the link there to see the properties that is under the experiment. We also have onboarded several new properties with promising revenue contributions, which is Laro Jungle House, Villa Bermana Tiga, and Rara Villa. So hopefully they will be able to contribute more and more with high quality partners, high quality revenue, and yeah, so on and so forth. All right, moving on to the achievements. We have achieved 358,045 US dollars accumulated revenue on April, which means we have exceeded the OK target and 99.45% achieved for the awesome target. For May starting revenue, we have collected 180,000 US dollars, which shows almost 2% increase from April starting revenue. Congratulations for all teams involved in this, especially for the BI team, the operational teams, and also the business development team who already contribute enough for the high quality revenue that we are starting to gain more. All right. How about the weekly quality and ratings achievements? For the 5-star rating, it's a decrease from 71% to 70.9%. However, for the overall rating, we have an increase of 4.53% to 4.54%. However, as a note, there's a limitation from Airbnb itself discovered by Cinta this morning. The data here was taken from 1st of April to April 30th, previously until the 25th. However, the last update shown April 28th. So we'll keep on monitoring this and update the changes when more accurate result shows. Okay, overall, we have achieved this week's target. Thankfully, with the current achievement for semester target, 801,000 US dollars achieved from 2,400,000 US dollars. For those who want to read in details regarding how we set the semester goals, you can scroll down the document to the story of to everyone sections and find the explanation there provided by Kalilis and Cinta. Okay, that's all for me. I just want to take a moment to say how we appreciate all of your hard work and dedication. So let's work together, keep inspiring the light to each other, and let's achieve our goals. Thank you, Kalilis and Cinta, for helping me conduct the report, and have a great weekend ahead. Okay, back to you, Rizky.
Okay, thank you very much, Kayla, and Kalilis and Kacinta juga for the report. Okay, I think we can continue to promotion a new employee, and I will give it to Kashelin maybe to tell us about it.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Rizky. So, as announced on Slack yesterday, so we actually have a new employee over here, Irene. So, Irene, you can show yourself. So, Irene here, she just started her first day in the partnership team as the guest experience supervisor. And currently she's on HO in the hosting team, so you'll see her quite some time in Discord, especially in Jaspat. So later on, after her HO is done, she'll be basically back into the partnership team to inspire our partners. But now she's focusing on inspiring our guests. And besides Irene, we also have a couple of announcements in this case. So for the first one is actually to Hafiz. So the past 3 months, Hafiz has been working hard in the awareness team for his work as well in URC and some of the other projects. And we are proud to announce that Hafiz has passed his 3 month training period, and he's continuing his journey in Bukit Vista as a full-time employee. Yay! So congratulations, Hafiz, for completing your 3 month probation period previously. And last but not least, dari Felix, actually for this one. So actually this was a little bit of a late announcement, so it was supposed to be announced around like March, but due to like few reasons, so it's better to announce late than never, right? So Felix has actually been promoted to be a senior data scientist in the business intelligence team. So yeah, if anything, can approach Felix directly, yeah. And congratulations once again to Felix as well as Hafiz and Irene for your new position. Yay! And yeah, don't forget to say hi to Irene, yeah, and like congratulate everyone else. Thank you. Back to Rizky.
Okay, thank you very much, Vaseline, for the promotion and new employee. And as we see, there are no core value recognition, so maybe as the time is close to 11 a.m., we can go to announcement first. And there are announcement for end of contract. Maybe Vaseline again can tell us about it. Thank you.
Okay. So, unfortunately, I believe Novel has passed right around this time. So, I'd like to announce this on his behalf. So, Novel has decided not to continue like after his contract expires by the end of this month. I think around like 26th of May in this case. So, just want to let like everyone know as well on this. So, as well as for Vincent, I'll just do this kayak sekalian aja. So Vincent is also like finishing his internship soon within the next week actually. So if you have any like certain like dependencies and stuff, please do take note of their onboarding date ya. Itu aja sih. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Vaseline. Okay, everyone, as we see that we are having around a little 2 minutes until 11 a.m. I think we can finish the hand session here, and I'm really sorry that we can continue to the question of the week for personal update. And don't forget to keep your spirit up and your motivation up for the next week so we can achieve our goal to be better. Okay? Thank you very much, everyone.
Yes, thank you very much, everyone. But don't forget, even though we can read your personal updates, please do engage with comments and asynchronously, okay?
Hey, thank you for calling for the announcement. All right, everyone, have a great week ahead. We'll see you in Discord and online and Inspired Delight. See you.
See you, everyone. Thank you very much.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you everyone. Have a lovely week.